again, this is with
That's all good.
no like real context. It's just kind of my brain that's working. Is like what I've seen is when people try to go vegan too, is they're buying all the like vegan cookies and vegan this and the vegan burgers and that, and it's like that's not really what y'all do. You're eating organic, natural, like stuff from the earth. So not all this stuff that's sold in
and I will say this,
Whole Foods.
Tori's helped me out with the whole process thing, like because pretty much to be vegan, everything you eat is gonna be processed to a certain point. Because if you in St. Louis eating avocados, it was a process to get it there. You know what I'm saying? So everything's processed,
right?
But it's minimally processed. I'll say that. Like we're not sitting there with like, and we travel like crazy. Like I average 100,000 miles a year, just sky miles. So I'm traveling all the time. Like if I'm at a place and they got a vegan burger, I'm gonna go and try it out.
Right.
But that's not my everyday ritual to eat this way. And I think that's where people get it messed up. It's like, yeah, you can eat the stuff, but you can't make that your everyday, burger fries. Right. And that's vegan or not.
80-20 rule.
Yeah, 80-20, you know what I'm saying?
90-10 rule.
And everybody's not getting on stage, so you don't have to be as dialed in, but there has to be some kind of discipline in order to be healthy. Because I was sitting there thinking today, and I was talking to my brother, and it's so funny, and I was like, and I told him that, and he said, "But you got to mention that on the podcast." I told him I was coming on the podcast. He said, "You got to say this on the podcast." And I was like, "I don't think everybody ready for this." But I told him, I said, "Man, it kind of fucks me up that everybody's so up in arms about these insurance companies not caring about their health." But I'm like, but you ain't care about your health for the last 40 years. So how you expect somebody that don't even know you to care more about your health, but you care when something go wrong?
Right.
Now when something go wrong, you're like, I need everybody else's help.
Yeah.
Like, no, you didn't take care of you. Now, don't get me wrong. Situations happen where you can do everything right, and a baby still gets brain cancer. It's all kinds of stuff that happens. But if you not taking care of your end of the bargain, you can't sit here and be mad at everybody else because they didn't jump on board to save your life now.
And also, everybody wants the quick fix.
Yeah.
So they want the magic pill.
Yep.
They want the magic food. They want the magic drink to make them feel and look good instead of actually putting in discipline, putting in work, making right choices.
Yeah.
And
Because it's boring.
right.
They call it boring.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah.
Or it's inconvenient.
Inconvenient.
That's another one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the different labels came about when it comes to these different carnivore, vegan, like this, and the other, because people were looking for something to solve a problem. So they're like, oh, this does it now. Oh, so we all need to jump on that one now,
right?
Because this is what's seemingly solving the problem that people are having. So now that it's trending to a different way, so people jump on that.
Mm-hmm.
And so now they're following this new label because I've been hearing good results from other people that saying that this is happening. But no one's taking accountability for their own actions.
For themselves.
Yeah.
And then also, to your point, it's like now the information is everywhere, right? And people literally, they'll find people on Instagram and they're like, oh, I have to do what he does or I have to do what she does. And it's like, no. Actually read for yourself. Find out what you need. Again, going back to what I said earlier, like write down stuff, pay attention. It's just, it's insane how people just go.
So easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy to follow that person. Like somebody can literally be like, yeah, I started using crack and I lost 10 pounds. And somebody be like, you know what? I bet you if I
Well, everyone always wonders why I've never really gotten into the nutrition world of this whole fitness thing. We've been, I mean, now, the brand is pretty big, obviously. And I've always asked, what's your nutrition advice? And I've just never leaned into that because I truly believe it's an individual.
It really,
it's something that is personal. It's like spirituality. It's something that you have to have a personal relationship with God. I don't care what denomination, church, religion, whatever. If you don't have a personal relationship with God, then you're probably not going to find what you need because it has to be something for you.
And that's your definition too. And I love that you say that because that's your definition. Like some people think like they're so focused in on it's gotta be this religion and this denomination of religion. Like it's like no, like if whatever that person believes in makes them the best person for this planet, I don't care what you believe in.
Yeah.
There's certain people that don't believe at all that'll probably come help you at the drop of a dime where like somebody that's the most ultimate religious person, you're like, man, this just happened to me. They're like, man, good luck. Like,
Yeah.
like, so,
Or
like,
they fall into the point where there are rules and regulations within that box
don't allow them
they,
to
they
help.
can't
Yeah.
walk or do something on a Friday. I can't come get you because I'm not supposed to drive.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And that goes back to what I'm saying, like when people are attacking people for what they're choosing
Yeah.
to eat or whatever, it's like, that's just insane to me. I've never understood it. I've never understood
Now,
it.
for the record, anybody, I don't know which camera I'm looking at here. We do talk shit to each other.
Of course.
As friends. But
Of
we not
course.
out here like,
But that's different.
Yeah, that's different.
You know?
But it's not like, I can't.
How many
hang
times,
with
Lance, have I told you to eat a steak?
Every
Almost every time I see him. Like, hey,
time I
bro,
come-
you want me to make his steak?
I just be like, bro.
Yeah.
And I mean, and here's something like, so I did try to go vegan before. My brother's tried, like my dad has tried. Like we've done it the right way and all that, and it's just it wasn't meant for me. You know, it's one of those things I just couldn't. I didn't feel like, to your point, I just didn't feel good. And then during the pandemic is when I went hardcore carnivore, and I just felt amazing. Like, you know, and again, that's me. That's me. But you've never seen me on Instagram trying to get people to do what I do, ever. No. Like when someone asks me what I do, I always start with a caveat. I'm like, this is what I do. I'm like, I'm not telling you to do this. This is what I do.
Right.
And if you want to try it. But I'm not telling you that this is right for you, you know? So I think we just got to get into that of helping people find what's best with them, you know? And y'all need to tell your stories and you need to tell what works for you, because there might be someone out there that can truly relate, change their lifestyle to your lifestyle, and then all of a sudden, yes, you're making a difference. I think we all kind of can find the people that will do what we do, and then they get results. But we shouldn't I just don't like the people that are trying to force, you know, you know what I mean? Or shame.
Right.
Like, oh, you're vegan? Like, what is that? Like I don't even understand that.
Times, like, it might even happen, like, say, on your post or whoever's post, like, one of my friends that ain't vegan, I might comment something, and it'll be positive as hell.
Bro, I can't ever comment on your stuff.
No, you can't.
Ever. I get
You say
destroyed.
some shit. You do.
I get destroyed. I tried to joke.
Because
I'll joke with it, and then all of a sudden I get 50 DMs. Then I'm an animal killer, and like, you know, PETA's coming to murder me, and like
they try to cancel you.
Try is to actually be nice on my page. Like, you can crack the joke with me behind the doors, but what happens is,
I think it's more fun to do it publicly.
and my thing is too, like, the people that are vegan will come to me like, did you see what he said? And I'm like, yes, I know him personally. And then they'll be like, you
allow this?
You
allow this? You're evil.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, dude, and I tell people all the time, like, if it bothers you that much, the unfollow button is at the top right hand corner. Like, you just go ahead and press that shit.
What made you go vegan or wanted to do it?
I just, in this industry, I think it's always, I always like to try to like be relatable, and like I don't ever like to say, like, it's like when you tell somebody to run a mile and you've never run a mile, I wanted to put myself in the position of being able to tell people this is how I felt on it. And I mean, you talk about losing weight though, good Lord. I mean, I was like a beanpole. So that was the biggest part that I just couldn't.
You didn't know us.
You know.
But I'll just say,
no, I'm sure if I did it another way, I'm sure it would be fine. But and I'm not like, even now, I mean, today I had tuna and rice. You know, I'm not like some, you know, now I'm finding again the balance, you know, with it too. Like, and I'm sure, you know, again, y'all know, you've been doing it so long, now it's like, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle.
I've never even considered it.
You know what I mean? I actually think it's just hilarious that we have to even label people vegan. Like, let's just start there. Like just
think about it.
Hearing you say what you just said, like, and you're kind of like, and again, I'm not like saying anything bad, but just me hearing my boy John, you know, and again, I know your name is Badass Vegan, but the way you're sitting there talking, like, you know, like that's not who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I'm trying to say is, like, y'all don't walk around with like a big ass V on your chest, you know, like you know, it's just only in Vegas. It goes back to it's your lifestyle choice. Yeah. It's what works for you. Yeah. but it's not your identity.
No.
You know, like each one of you are so much more than that. Like, and let's get into that a little bit because that's why you're here. You're not here because you're a daggum vegan. You're here because you're a special, unique person that when you walk in the room, you make it better. Each of you, that's why we've gotten along, is because as soon as I met you, there's an energy. There's like a little like, man, what's up with this dude? Like, you know, and then all of a sudden we start talking and we start to have some common ground, and it has nothing to do with what you eat. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I would like to start to get in a little bit more of like y'all's mindsets, because each of you are very successful in your own way. Each of you are very impactful in your own way, and you're all doing something like positive in the world, you know? And so let's just lean into that a little bit and get off this vegan shit. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Nah, I feel
that's
you.
why
I
you're
feel you,
here.
man. I feel
And
you.
I'm tired of the labels. Like, you know, and in this world that everybody just puts you in this,
Yep.
you know, like me, oh, I have muscles, so I can't think or something. You know, it's like crazy, you know? Like, oh, he's a football player, you know? Like, you know,
It's true though. It's true.
It's crazy.
I say
It's
this shit-
wild.
I say it all the time because people like, I think people think I'm just an athlete. I'm like, dude, I got 2 fucking degrees.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, he's a fucking mechanical engineer. When I tell me, this dude is fluent in Japanese. Like, I'm no bullshit.
Which
like,
is
which is
extremely
crazy.
hard
Yeah.
language
You know what I'm saying?
to learn.
So like, when I say stuff like that,
Yeah.
I'm like, what, for real? I'm like, yeah, like,
You can't be
they just think like
multidimensional.
an athlete.
So actually,
like,
this is a great question. See, if y'all
well,
could,
not anybody's
if I could
allowed to
eat
do what the fuck
eggs,
they want. We just don't.
you know,
I'll
I
say
might
that.
consider it
You said if you could eat.
because I love eggs. Like, I'm an egg.
Do they have
man.
a label for that? Vegetarian.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what. Yeah,
See, you can be vegetarian.
yeah, man. I just want to be me. So.
You can be an eggetarian.
And see,
Exactly.
this is I wanted to say this because people should be able to have a conversation like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
without the labels that
Or
he's
the anger,
vegan.
too.
It just should be
The anger.
We're
That's
just
what it
people.
really is.
Right.
Have you seen some of these like
Yeah.
debate podcasts where they're just like attacking each other? It's mind-boggling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
oh,
click- it's
clickbait.
clickbait.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's clickbait.
Yeah, I guess nobody's
Oh, maybe we
watching
need to
this.
do some
We're
shit.
too kumbaya.
Hey,
Yeah.
Fuck Legacy Fit.
Yeah.
Fuck the meat eaters.
I don't really like him.
Yeah.
I don't
What you
come
talking
to
about?
this bitch. No way. I'm only here because he owed me $10.
That's a million likes right there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I want to touch on that real quick.
Yeah.
You said something that I think most people forget, and you touched on it earlier. Stop demonizing this word process, because this is a processed water.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's going through a process in order to get here. So a lot of times when people hear the term vegan and they see people eating, even down to the oils and they're afraid
But
of the
juice is
oils.
processed.
That's what I'm-
You remove
but
Like
I'm-
fiber.
processed
You're removing
foods
fiber.
is what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my point is, they always condemn Gardein or any
Yeah,
of these
yeah,
food
yeah.
that people purchase in the stores to eat because they're vegan. Everything is processed. All my clothes are processed. This air is processed.
Right.
You know, so we live in a processed society. So in order to demonize it, is just to actually make yourself feel better.
Yeah,
So I
because
think
they
that's
sitting there
what
eating
we're trying
processed Doritos while they talk about the vegan food. Like, it's like, all right, cool. Like, they eating processed food while they talking about, well, I can't believe they eating that process. Like, so, yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's a really good point. Really good point.
And I believe too, like, technology doesn't just fall for the TVs and the lights. Like, technology is what's helping you do that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like, technology. People are so scared of technology advances. Like, no, like, this is a dope thing. I mean, they don't know that you take 1 drop of unicorn tear in each can. That's what makes it like taste so good. But I mean,
I had this guy. He drank the still water and he drank like half of it and he goes, "Oh my gosh, is this from Jesus' tears?" Like that. The way he said it, I was dying out laughing. Like he was dead serious. Dude.
He needs his
was
own
dead
TV
serious.
show.
Oh, of course he does. I've told you that.
He needs his own
You know
TV.
these guys that get these ridiculous jobs where they just go around the world like trying shit. That's him. He needs that.